Hello everyone, and welcome to the final episode of Gamer Logic for the 2014 season. We've done a ton of different things this season, from talking about my top 5 box NES games, celebrating Final Fantasy VII's 17th birthday, and checking out various portions of my gaming collection. For this last episode of the season though, I wanted to do something a little different, and what better way to do that than by visiting the brand new location for the Underground Retrocade, a place I visited back in 2012, and one that has certainly grown since then. It's bigger, badder, and waiting for hungry retro gamers such as yourselves to come in and play. So without further ado, let's go. It's time to play some games. So this is the Atari lineup at the Underground Retrocade, and you have to start with the awesome Atari football to stand up. Of course, they got classic football right there, can't go wrong. Super Bowl Shuffle. Really cool looking machine. And we get over to Missile Command here. Classic. And the thing about their Atari lineup is they show all of the actual original artwork. You can see everything, which is great. These cabinets just totally deserve to be shown off when it comes to the side artwork. Got Centipede here, which is fantastic. With the trackball. It's in really good shape. I love these push buttons here. Got Millipede. Crystal Castles. This is another fun one I used to play like crazy on the Commodore 64. Kangaroo. Actually not familiar with that one, but another great one. Dig Dug. Awesome classic there. Get a look at that side art. Xavius. We got Tempest, which is great. Asteroids Deluxe. And here's one you may be familiar with if you watch my channel. That's Space Duel. With the actual game in it. And Monte Carlo. I love old school racing games. But yeah, that's their entire Atari lineup, or at least all of the classics. And you can't go wrong with that. Alright guys, so some of my favorite machines in this arcade. Of course, you got to go with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Now, I never ever got a chance to play this when I was a kid. I got to play Turtles in Time in the arcade. I always had to settle with the Nintendo Entertainment System version, which is okay, but there's just something extremely nostalgic about seeing this. I mean, listen to this. Heroes in a half shell, turtle power. I nerd out when I see this machine. It's just so cool. You got 4 players. Anyone who was able to come in the arcade back in the day could each be their particular turtle and blow through Shredder's goons in the Foot Clan. It's just awesome. And really cool to see that the arcade here has it, Underground Retrocade. So, I mean, the new Turtles movie just came out, so what better way to celebrate than playing the classic Ninja Turtles game. The thing that's great about Underground Retrocade is there's a ton of games I missed as a kid and a ton of games I never got to ever play. And the great thing is this is one I've never even heard of by Stern. This is Lost Tomb. Just look at that. That's awesome. Berserk. Lots of world records with this game. Lots of cool digitalized speech. Time Pilot, licensed by Konami. Got Gyrus. This was another one that was one of my favorites on the Commodore 64. Track and field. Gotta have pencil for that. Can never go wrong with Tetris. And here's a staple of any arcade, and that is Gauntlet. Gauntlet 2 to be exact. So if you're a big fan of Gauntlet, this is a place to come. 4 joysticks, just a blast to play. So here's a classic that they got not too long ago, and actually I acquired for my home arcade not too long ago, but it's cool seeing the majority of the original machine here with the original control panel, art, and everything else, and an actual big screen. I got Killer Instinct on a pretty small monitor. But this is a classic game. You know, this was so popular in the arcades when it came out back in the day that I never actually physically got to play it upon its release. There were lines and lines of kids and teenagers just wanting to play this thing. I actually didn't get to play it until it came out on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, but I'm proud to say I have it now, and Killer Cuts, the soundtrack that came with it, is still awesome. All right, so here's another classic. And of course I have this in my arcade, but it's always cool seeing it in the modern arcade setting, even though this is really a retro arcade. But we got Super Street Fighter 2 here, one of the best versions of Street Fighter, period. This is where I got my start with arcade games as far as competitive multiplayer goes. Walking into the arcade, seeing some older teenage kid playing it, kicking everyone's ass, and then just walking up to it and destroying this kid who could probably pretty easily just beat me up if he wanted to and probably take all my tokens, and I would have to go home and cry. But thankfully, my dad was always there and he would have kicked their ass. But despite that, Street Fighter 2 is here, so if you have the classic urge to see the Ryu and Ken matchups of the century, Chun-Li, E. Honda, whoever your particular favorite fighter is, you can do so right here at the Underground Retro Arcade. Very cool, best version, in my opinion, of the original Street Fighter 2s. Underground Retrocade is basically Pinball Central. We got a number of different pins here, including a wonderful looking machine here. The Bugs Bunny birthday ball. Got Dungeons and Dragons. This is an interesting one. It's got this crazy prog rock disco soundtrack. It's really hard to describe, but it's catchy but super cheesy. Tough machine though. It is hard. Me and my buddy Chris were just playing it and the machine basically destroyed us. We also got a Williams Comet. We didn't play this one. but very neat looking machine. Hilarious artwork. I'm assuming they mean Vomit Comet. Also got a Blackout. Got the always classic Space Shuttle. This is one me and my buddy Chris were playing a good load of, actually, and that's Johnny Mnemonic. It's a 90s sci-fi movie, a prelude to The Matrix, actually. I think they filmed this in about 1995, but this is a fun one. Really cool DMD display, lots of fun graphics, lots of cool interactive things that you can do with the DMD. It's also got this really cool hand option you can use to activate various modes. Got the classic Black Knight.
The Black Knight will play you back out.
And then we got a Williams Fire, which is also tons of fun. But hard to get that ball up the ramp unless you've got plenty of momentum. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you're ever in the area, I hope you'll visit the Underground Retrocade sometime. You can check out more info on their arcade by going to their website at www.undergroundretrocade.com. I also want to thank Scott Lambert, the owner of the arcade, for letting us shoot our final episode of the season there. Huge thanks, Scott. We really appreciate it. Till next season, folks, have a good one, and I'll see you next year. Peace.